We've got animals gone wild, burning art to change the world, and an unusual sport that involves a cardboard arrow. From the campus of UNLV, this is Front Row Center, and it starts right now. Welcome to Front Row Center. I'm Honey Love.
And I'm Portia McLaurin. You see them on the street corners spinning signs for local businesses, but it's much more than advertising. It's now become a sport.
Yeah, Portia, and I was there to witness the 7th annual World Sign Spinning Championship held right here downtown in Fremont Street. Check it out. The best sign spinners in the world came to Las Vegas to show off their skills by competing in the 2014 World Sign Spinning Championship. Max Dorovic, CEO of Aero Sign Spinners and co-inventor of sign spinning, says that sign spinning isn't just a job, it's a sport, it's an art form.
Our sign spinners come from all different backgrounds, and that sign allows them to express themselves creatively. So anything that they can dream up, they can do with a sign, and I think that's what we saw here tonight.
What started out as just a job 4 years ago for Washington, D.C. resident and 2012 sign spinning champion Kadeem Johnson has now transformed into a lifestyle and career.
At first I was like, I can't do none of this, so I try to practice hard, and then I ended up being the world champ 2012. I get paid to have fun, basically. Yeah, so I love it. I wouldn't train, I wouldn't do nothing else.
The judges score on a total of 30 points each, and performances are based on technical ability, style, and execution.
Drops really hurt you, and we encourage all the spinners to dance and get the crowd into it.
The winner will receive a gift certificate to Zappos, a cash prize, and most importantly, bragging rights.
I'm putting on all my tricks I ever invented. I'm just so excited to show everybody what I can do.
In the final round of the two-day competition, the best of the best held no punches, showing off never-seen-before tricks and combinations, and in the end, the champion was left standing. Congratulations to Kadeem Johnson, the 2014 World Sign Spinning Champion, where it's not just a job, it's an art form. For Front Row Center, I'm Honey Love. So I want to give a shout out to all the other sign spinning competitors, and joining me now, he's been featured in the documentary Spinners, and he's one of the best sign spinners in Las Vegas. Please welcome to the show, Day Day. Hey Day Day, how you doing?
Oh, I'm great, thank you for asking.
So how did you get started sign spinning?
Well, basically when I was 16, I was leaving school, I was walking home, and in front of my school, it was a guy with a 6-foot sign spinning, doing crazy tricks, and I'm like, hey man, what are you doing? He was like, I'm sign spinning. And so I said, well, how does it work? Do you get paid for it? And he said, yeah, we're actually hiring. That's the whole reason I'm here. And so he gave me his card and told me to give him a call. And basically he called me because I gave him my number as well. And I thought about it first. I'm like, nah, I'm not really going to do that in Las Vegas. It's hot. And so after him calling me about 2 weeks in a row, I just went to a practice and actually seen one of my friends doing it as well. And my friend said, yes, it's legit. So that's how I got started, and ever since then, it's just been something I love doing. I'm very passionate about it, and yeah, I go to the competitions every year, and I love it. I love it.
So is there a class for this? I mean, how did you learn how to do this?
So basically, we actually have practice twice a week where the spinners can actually come and learn new tricks. And the whole point of learning new tricks is to be a better performer, but also the better you get at the tricks, the more money you make. So,
wow.
Yes.
All right, well, let's see your skills. Here you go, everyone. Here's Day Day. right now. Get it. Get it. Good job, good job. You fancy, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. Coming up, meet an artist who's been mixing two unlikely mediums to create unusual three-dimensional artwork. Front Row Center will be right back. Stick around.
When doctors told me I would never walk again, somehow I knew I would. Whether you need support in a tragedy or just to make it through a bad day, prayer can make a difference. America, let's come together by believing with each other.
Hi, and welcome back to Front Row Center. It can be a challenge when it comes to making original artwork. There are so many different ideas already out there. But reporter Mateo Holly met one local artist who managed to break the mold.
Mauricio Torrescano is a rising artist from Mexico City, Mexico, where he has developed a unique technique of combining painting and sculpting. He moved to Las Vegas several months ago and is living with his aunt.
Good thing about this technique is I can do all the volume, texture, and the color that I want. Not possible with painting or sculpture either. So in this technique, it goes all together and it's a great technique.
As a child, Mauricio was exposed to both painting and sculpting. He excelled in both, but felt that he could create a new niche. He uses different pigments of clay to create a three-dimensional picture.
I start wondering what I like more, if painting or sculpting. So that's why I wonder that probably with clay I can do both at the same time, painting and sculpting.
He gets his inspiration from his other loves, which are cooking and nature. He has gotten the opportunity to make portraits of Peyton Manning and a scenic painting of the Taj Mahal. However, he sets his sights on the future.
So I want to show all the people how to do this technique, what they can see about, there's no limits in this technique. So I want to do more teaching lessons, I want to do more exhibitions, I want to publish more books. So I want to work in this all the time.
Mauricio is an up-and-coming artist who wants nothing but to have his pieces shown to everyone he can. He's looking forward to giving his perspective to more interested parties. From Front Row Center, I'm Mateo Holly.
You can see more of Mauricio's artwork on his website at torrescano.com. With the Academy Awards this past month, we only thought it was fitting to have someone from the UNLV Film Department here with us. Here's Honey with our next guest.
Rule number one, never try to rob a casino.
In the City of Lights,
Las Vegas was the American dream.
behind the glamour, one man ran it all.
I must do what has made Las Vegas great. I must gamble.
But behind the scenes, life was lived in fear.
Cutting the pensions, the benefits, the jobs.
He thinks that he can play with people's livelihood?
Welcome to America, baby.
$20 million. One lucky player.
More money than you ever seen in your life.
And desperate times can turn those with a common enemy
It's about time that somebody wanted to teach him a lesson.
Oh, I like to see someone try robbing me.
into uncommon thieves.
You guys gonna love this. We do it.
Whatever your scheme is, count me in.
The car, it open all your doors.
He planned to steal their future.
In your dreams.
Now, with all odds stacked against them,
I got the team together. I have access to the entire casino.
they'll hatch the ultimate plan to steal it back.
What did you do with my money?
Stealing Las Vegas.
Joining me now is Mr. Warren Cobb, Director of Production Operations for the UNLV Department of Film. Hi, Warren. Nice
Hello.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So let's talk about Stealing Las Vegas. I know
Okay.
you were co-writer and producer. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, it all started out at a film festival. I mean, we had the dream opportunity. It happened just the way that filmmakers dream of happening. We had our last film at Cinevegas, and Roger Corman was at that film festival. And so the chair of the department, Francisco Menendez, was the director of that film, and I produced it. And we met him at in the back room, and he asked what Francisco was doing next, and Francisco said, well, we're working on this other project. And he said, well, let me see what you've done. So we gave him a screener that night, and a couple weeks later he called and said, I want you guys to make a film for us. So, you know, that's the dream, and that's what happened.
And it all was shot right here in Las Vegas?
It was. We used students in all the positions. I co-wrote and produced. Francisco directed and co-wrote. And then we used students in all of the positions, crewing. We taught over 100 students in the process of making this film. And we cast from, we had students actually from here that are in the movie, and we cast in LA also to fill the positions of the key spots. And we had Eric Roberts. We were lucky enough to get him to be in the movie also.
Nice. So how successful was the film?
Well, it's still going. Everyone kind of thinks, well, yay, we shot the movie, and everybody's happy at the end of it, but it goes on for years, actually. So last year, Francisco and I went to the Cannes Film Festival, and this year we're going again. So last year we sold to a couple countries there, and this year we'll go and we'll try to do the same thing as well as raise money for upcoming projects. So it's still going on. But we have distribution in the U.S. You can get the movie on iTunes, Amazon. You can go to Best Buy, Fry's, all that stuff. So it's been really successful, and people from all over the country, from all over the world are seeing it at this point because it's distributed in Japan as well as other countries at this point.
Now, what other productions are you currently working on right now?
Well, like everybody else, we're looking for financing. So we have some productions that you know, we're working on, but we don't have financing for them. So the moment we find financing, we'll see kind of what the production company is looking for, and then we'll offer that. In the case of what we just did, we pitched a couple projects to Roger, and he said, well, what I could really use is this. Why don't you write me something on that? So that's what we did. So we just kind of filled that market, whatever the distributor was looking for.
So let's talk a little bit about Spring Flicks. For those that don't know, explain to me what that is.
Spring Flicks is our competition that happens in the spring. We have two big ones. We have the 48-hour that happens in fall, and then in the spring we have Spring Flicks. And it's a festival. All the students, not only our students, but students on campus, people from off campus can enter this as long as they have a short that's 15 minutes or shorter. So they submit the film and they go through a selection process, and then April 25th through the 27th is when the actual screenings are. So, you know, people make any short that they want, bring it in, and they, if it's chosen, they get played in the festival on a big screen.
So they don't have to necessarily be students, right?
No, they can be just people for anywhere in the community, which is encouraged, because that's how our students meet other people that are interested in film, and you know, they start that networking process, and a lot happens. The opportunities are given to our students that way.
And where does Spring Flicks take place again?
It'll be in CBC building on campus this year in A106 or A108.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you check out these upcoming productions. I know they're going to be great. UNLV has such a great film department here on campus.
When it comes to wild animals, no zoo allows you to get as up close and personal as Rosin More. With their recent shutdown, Las Vegans have been trying desperately to get them reopened. Rosalie Spear has the story.
And if you touch it, you hold it, you fall in love with it, you're going to want to help it and save it.
And the over 400 animals of Rosin More Zoo need saving. Dirty Blonde's Pong and Pool in the Miracle Mile shops at Planet Hollywood is one company who's doing just that. On February 23rd, they held a family-friendly event complete with wild animals to save the nonprofit zoo. 100% of the proceeds made were donated.
I've heard so many great things about the zoo that I decided to take action and get, not only of my friends to come and volunteer, but also some of my coworkers to help volunteer at this amazing event.
Entertainers from across the country came to DB's to volunteer their services. There were also raffles and auctions, plenty of food and homemade sweets, and even paintings for sale made by the animals themselves. DB's raised about $7,000 for Rosin More Zoo.
So we came down here making sure to give a donation so that these guys can get up and running again.
Rosin More Zoo was shut down not because the animals were mistreated, but simply because they don't have a parking lot or enough public restrooms for their human visitors. Since its closing, they have been doing everything possible to raise the about $300,000 needed to reopen.
At first, a lot of us went, okay, this may be it, and then we got literally thousands of people coming to us say, please stay open. And so we said, okay, because we have so much support, we're going to fight. We're just pleasantly amazed at how much support we're getting from the community.
Rosin More Zoo is not only the only zoo in Nevada, but it offers an experience unlike anywhere else. It allows the community to interact face-to-face with the animals. Without Rosin More Zoo, this unique experience will be lost.
You can kiss a camel, pet a zebra, cuddle with an otter. I mean, we're unique to any other zoo in that way.
It's the only zoo left in Nevada, so we're trying to save it.
I'm here with Dakota Mundy from Rosin More Zoo. We're here at a charity event today to help raise money to reopen them. They still need to raise about $100,000. If you'd like to donate, go to gofundme.com/SaveTheZoo. For Front Row Center, I'm Rosalie Spear.
Supporters are very optimistic that the zoo will raise enough money to reopen in the next few months. After the break, we're going to tell you more about a new art project that's going on downtown. Stick around. We'll be right back.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
Hey, and welcome back. Downtown is burning up with an art revolution. Nakiah Berry tells us more.
It might look very strange with the lasers and the beats and stuff, but when people get down here, they're gonna feel that there's like a very friendly vibe.
The Life Cube is located in a free parking lot on Fremont and 9th Street. It's an interactive experience that anyone can contribute to.
I seen it from across the street. I was like, wow, where's the music coming from? There's people having fun and there's a fire pit.
The Las Vegas community can paint on the Life Cube and write their wishes on a wish stick to put into the cube.
So I've always believed that if you write down your goals, dreams, wishes, and aspirations, the probability of it happening increases.
People have access to the cube 24 hours a day, and where anyone can reach, it's free game to paint.
They're staying out in the cold and up early if they're off work. As soon as they get off work, they're down here.
I've been donating about 16 hours a day to this project. I couldn't be happier. I just want to keep doing it.
People come at all hours of the day and night, play music, tap dance, sing, play instruments, and paint, and write down their wishes.
And I'm like, guys, I'm exhausted. I gotta go. I gotta shut the lights off. And they're like, oh, we have the moon. We'll keep painting.
I heard they burn it down in like a few weeks.
The date is 3/2/1, March 21st. Burn.
The burning of the Life Cube on March 21st may leave some people asking why.
As artists, we paint stuff. It gets bought. We don't see it again. So it all goes away anyways.
When we light it together, the spirit of the fire gives it energy and puts movement into our words and helps it all send it to the universe.
It's really fun, and I mean really fun, to have a fire that big.
The more people we can get down here, the more love and energy we can get, the better.
Write down your goals, dreams, wishes, and aspirations. It works. There's magic in that cube.
As a mission to connect art with the community, make sure to stop by the Life Cube and write down your goals and wishes. Reporting for Front Row Center, I'm Nakiah Berry.
That's going to be an interesting thing to see on March 21st. So make sure you take plenty of pictures because once it burns, it's gone for good. Well, downtown is becoming the hottest art scene for local artists, and you can catch this next performer spitting poetry at Words in Motion Third Thursday's open mic from 7 to 9 p.m. at Wild Restaurant. Or you can listen to her on The Takeover on 91.5 The Rebel HD2, Wednesdays from 8 to 10 p.m. Joining us with a little poetic justice, please welcome to the stage Brandy with an I, Prince Madison.
I look at you and see me. Everything I am and everything I used to be. Your pain runs deep, I see that you're hurting. Weak beneath the surface that you paint so perfect with your glitter and your glam. I see the wrinkles on your hands and face that tell of long nights and even longer days. I see that you're afraid of what they may think or what they may speak if they knew your true inner being. So you go on being everything they ask of you, everything they programmed in you, everything you know isn't true yet continue to do because they might just judge you if they knew the real you, might not love you if they knew the real you. But what if I told you they love you anyways? What if I told you no matter what, they'll always have something to say? Because it's easy to judge and place blame and hard to realize we're all one and the same, cut from the same frame, giving unique colors to paint our own face, yet we walk around looking the same, claiming to be different. Well, different is a matter of opinion, and in my opinion, you should just live. Forget their expectations, forget their adaptations. It's your face you're painting. And at the end of the day, when it's time to wash it all off, who else knows how hard it was to pull it off but the one who sees it all? And those aren't the colors that he gave you, aren't the colors that he made you. They named you violet and he designed you crimson, the color of the bloodshed that cleanses us of our sins. They named you violet and he designed a diamond. Beautifully crafted, displaced in the rough, can cut anything but have no idea what you're made of because they named you, what they thought they made you, what they dreamed you'd be, what they needed you to be. But he sees the real you and the you that they've made you. If only here or I could save you, but only you can paint you. I can see you and me, and I can see me and you, but I can only paint my face to be what I want to see in you, the truth. I can love and not judge the blues, greens, and pinks that I see in you. I can promise that no matter what, my colors are true, and no matter what they think or speak of you, he and I love you. The real you.
Good job. I love that message. Don't judge. Don't judge, everyone.
Don't judge.
So, Brandy, when did you start writing poetry?
About like 13, 14.
And how'd that come about?
Just writing feelings in my diary. I'm big on composition books. I used to always write in composition books. And I wrote this one poem a long time ago. And a friend of mine read it, and she's like, you wrote this? You should so perform it. I was like, perform it? You can do that? Like, I didn't even know there was a world of poetry and you can get on stage and do all that. And so she took me to an open mic. I'm from California. We went, and it was in Leimert Park. And I got up on stage. I was so nervous, and I got up on stage, and like everybody was like, oh my God, that was awesome. That was amazing. I was like, that's just how I feel. Like, it wasn't intended to be, shared with the public. So that's how I got started.
Where do you get some of your inspiration from?
Heartbreak, love, relationships, life, just everyday situations.
Life in general. So I know you do a lot, you compete out here, you do a lot of open mic stuff in the community.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Well, Words in Motion, as you mentioned, it's an open mic that I just started. This is our 4th edition right now coming up. We started off in a small restaurant, and then we grew and we got bigger and actually about to outgrow where we are now. And it's pretty much a place to let people come in and share their feelings and their emotions on an open platform. We encourage you to come in, even if you're not, at a professional level. You just have feelings that you wrote down. You want people to hear it, and we're here for you to listen. We're here to listen to you. Yeah.
And we love listening. Thank you so much for coming on the show. When it comes to things to do in town, you know I got you covered. I'll have our list of upcoming events when we come back, so stick around.
We had been called up for the first time. Wildfires were getting close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is.
Be there for your community at NationalGuard.com.
If you're looking for something fun and exciting to do this week, then check out our list of upcoming events. Get involved with your community and come speak with the panelists about issues affecting Southern Nevada. The Diversity Leadership Forum, Our Daughters Keepers, will discuss child trafficking. This free event will be held in the Greenspun Hall Auditorium on March 7th from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. If you love modern dance, Utah's Repertoire Dance Theater will be at UNLV to showcase Elements on March 8th. The show focuses on the elements of air, earth, fire, and water. It will be held in the Artemis Ham Concert Hall from 8 to 10 p.m. If cults and controversy interests you, then come see The Institute on March 10th from 7 to 9:30 p.m. at the Frank and Estelle Beam Hall. This film fuses elements of counterculture, religion, and street art. This show is free and open to the public. Are you a singer, rapper, or poet? Then come to UNLV's Open Mic Night on March 11th in the Student Union from 6 to 9 p.m. The event is free to the students, staff, and faculty. Make sure you bring your Rebel card. Northern Israel's musical focal point, the Haifa Symphony Orchestra of Israel, will be performing in the Artemis Ham Concert Hall on March 13th from 8 to 10 p.m. It's rare that this musical group is able to come to UNLV, so you don't want to miss out. Tickets can be purchased at the UNLV Performing Arts Center box office. Well, that's all we have for you today. We hope you enjoyed the show and maybe even learned a few new things about your city. On the next show, find out about love that lasts even after death.
And on a lighter note, join us for some magic tricks and old school dance.
And as always, from the entertainment capital of the world, it's Vegas, baby. And it's right here on Front Row Center. Good night.
Good night.